UFC 316, Dvalishvili vs. O'Malley 2. Fight fans, get ready. The fire is building as UFC 316 goes down June 7th, headlined by the relentless machine Merab Dvalishvili taking on the flashy, unorthodox sniper Sean O'Malley in a highly anticipated rematch for bantamweight gold. But what if I told you this card is more than just stacked, it's cosmically aligned? Numerology fact that hits different. UFC 316 is equal to 3 plus 1 plus 6 is equal to 10, and 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. That makes this card ruled by the number 1 energy, the number of the trailblazer, the warrior, the undeniable leader. And guess what? That same energy runs deep through this card like a hidden blueprint. Here's where it gets wild. 9 fighters carry the powerful number 1 energy in their charts, either as their driver number, basic nature, or their destiny or life path number, soul journey. Fighters with driver number 1, natural-born initiators. Merab Dvalishvili, the machine himself. Forward pressure incarnate. Juliana Pena, the Venezuelan vixen who dethroned Amanda Nunes. Mario Bautista, precision striker with underrated aggression. Joshua Van, explosive flyweight prospect. Jeka Saragai, Indonesian knockout artist on a mission. Quillan Saukild, wild card newcomer with fire in his gut. Fighters with destiny number 1, long-term dominance in their path. Kayla Harrison, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Dominance is her DNA. Patchy Mix, Bellator champ bringing raw finishing power and evolution. Kevin Holland, trailblazer by name, destiny won by fate. 9 fighters, and they're all carrying this alpha energy into a card numerologically ruled by 1. That's no coincidence. It's a battlefield set for the ones who lead, not follow. Expect bold performances, shocking finishes, and game-changing moments. In numerology, 1 represents initiation, courage, and unshakable willpower. This card is built for breakthrough performances. So whether you're breaking down tape or reading into the stars, UFC 316 is screaming one message loud and clear. It's time to lead or get left behind. Let's break down the full card now, matchup by matchup, combining fight IQ with numerology precision to find the true edges. Because at UFC 316, numbers don't lie and champions don't wait. Cows Williams vs. Urose Medic. An explosive welterweight bout pits the heavy-handed Cows Williams against the dynamic and unorthodox Urose Medic. Let's break it down by the numbers. First up, Cows Williams 15-4. Born on March 30th, 31-year-old, and fighting out of Michigan, Cows the Ox fighter Williams stands 6 feet 0 inches with a 77-inch reach, a lethal striker known for his one-punch knockout power and raw aggression. Strengths: devastating punching power, fast starter and explosive finisher, strong chin and forward pressure. Weaknesses: can be overly aggressive and wild, limited ground game and wrestling defense, susceptible to being outpointed technically. Numerology edge: Cows is a 3-2 profile, expressive, aggressive, and emotionally reactive. His energy is fast-paced, but Universal Day 4 on June 7th may conflict with his spontaneous, creative style. Path to victory: Cows Williams. Explode early with pressure and finish within the first round or 2. The longer it goes, the more it tilts away from him, especially on a 4-day that rewards strategy over chaos. And his opponent Urose Medic 10-3. Born on April 25th, 32-year-old, and fighting out of Serbia, Urose the Doctor Medic stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 71-inch reach, a flashy striker with deadly kicks, unorthodox setups, and surprising explosiveness. Strengths: creative striker with a wide arsenal, fast kicking game and great timing, high finishing rate. Weaknesses: can be wild and unstructured, cardio fades in deep rounds. Defensive grappling remains questionable. Numerology edge: Urose is a 7-6 fighter, thoughtful, intuitive, and emotionally intelligent. Though sometimes too flashy, the 6-7 alignment gives him balance and structure, which harmonizes better with the Universal Day 4. Path to victory: Urose Medic. Keep distance, weather the early storm, and strike creatively with kicks and timing. If he makes it past round 1, he can start picking apart Cows as the latter slows down. Final prediction: numerology meets technique. Cows Williams a 3-2 wildcard with explosive early power, but energetic misalignment with the day. Urose Medic a 7-6 technician whose style and numbers harmonize with June 7's structured, methodical energy. If Cows doesn't land early, this becomes Urose's fight. I'm picking Urose Medic in this one as numerology favors him on June 7th at UFC 316. Quillan Saukild vs. Yanal Ashmos. Australia's lanky technician Quillan Saukild faces the explosive Israeli tank Yanal Ashmos in a classic striker versus brawler showdown. This one's as much a clash of personalities as it is of numbers. First up, Quillan Saukild. Born on December 28th, 25-year-old, and fighting out of Perth, Western Australia, Quillan Sauckel stands 6 feet 0 inches with a 74-inch reach, a rangy, strategic striker who thrives on distance control and poise inside the cage. Strengths: a long, clean striking with great footwork. High fight IQ with a composed approach. Constantly improving grappling defense. Weaknesses: still relatively inexperienced at top level. Could struggle against compact power punchers. Needs to avoid early firefights. Numerology edge: Quillan has a 1 driver, independent, focused, and driven. His life path 5 brings adaptability, creativity, and a love for freedom. However, with the universal day 4, which is rigid and discipline-focused, Quillan may feel restricted or slowed. His 5 energy wants flow, the day demands structure. Path to victory: Quillan Sauckel. Stick and move, frustrate Ashmouse with range and angles. If he avoids early damage and stretches the fight, his creative rhythm can chip away at Yanal's intensity. And his opponent Yanal Ashmouse 8-1. Born on March 31st, 30-year-old, and fighting out of Israel, Yanal Ashmouse stands 5 feet 9 inches with a 69-inch reach, a stocky power puncher who brings chaos and forward pressure from the first bell. Strengths: one-shot KO power, quick bursts of aggression and timing. Physically strong and compact. Weaknesses: limited gas tank. Struggles against longer, more technical fighters. Predictable entries when pressured. Interpretation: Yanal is a double 4, extremely hardworking, determined, and stubborn. Double 4 fighters have a grind-heavy style and do well in structured, disciplined situations. Universal Day 4 fits him perfectly. This is his vibration. Path to victory: Yanal Ashmouse. Pressure early, close the distance, and force a dogfight. If he can drag Quillan into the mud and limit movement, his brute strength and relentless pace can smother the Aussie prospect. Final prediction: Numerology meets technique. This is a battle of contrast. Quillan Sauckel, 1-5 profile, fast, free, and creative, but out of sync with the day. Yanal Ashmouse, 4-4, tough, grinding, and in complete energetic harmony with the universal day 4. The numbers favor Ashmouse heavily. He's built for this kind of energy, and if he brings his signature chaos early, Quillan's rhythm may be thrown off. I'm picking Yanal Ashmouse in this one. Jeka Saragai vs. Ju Sangyu. Indonesia's knockout artist Jeka Saragai faces South Korea's slick technician Ju Sangyu in clash of styles, power, and mindset. The numbers reveal who is most in tune with the universal day's energy. First up, Jeka Saragai. Born on January 1st, 30-year-old and fighting out of Indonesia, Jeka Saragai stands 5 feet 8 inches with a 69-inch reach, a heavy-handed brawler with a wild right hand and crowd-pleasing aggression. Strengths: massive power in both hands. Confident and pressure-heavy style. Mentally tough and durable. Weaknesses: can be overly wild and emotional. Defensively hittable. Tends to gas in high-tempo fights. Numerology edge: Jeka is a 1-8 profile, a fiery, bold, and driven fighter with natural aggression. His 1 driver gives him fearlessness and leadership, and 8 life path brings control and power. However, the universal day may restrict his usual free-flowing aggression, forcing him into a slower pace that may frustrate him. Path to victory: Jeka Saragai. End it early. If Jeka can overwhelm Ju Sangyu with forward pressure in the first 5 minutes, he can stop the fight. But if it drags out, his numbers say he'll struggle to adjust. Now his opponent Ju Sangyu. Born on January 21st, 31-year-old, and fighting out of South Korea, Ju Sangyu stands 5 feet 10 inches with a 72-inch reach, a composed and crafty striker with great footwork and tactical discipline. Strengths: precise striking and clean movement. High fight IQ and calm demeanor. Great cardio and fight pacing. Weaknesses: lacks KO power. Can be too passive in early rounds. Struggles under extreme pressure. Numerology edge: Ju Sangyu has a 3-9 combo, expressive, analytical, and emotionally resilient. His 3 driver allows fluidity and creativity, while 9 life path give him intuition and strong will. His energy is far more compatible with the universal day 4, especially with his tactical, structured style. Path to victory: Ju Sangyu. Stay composed, weather the early aggression, and take over with precision and movement. Let Jeka burn himself out and counter with timing and IQ. Final prediction: this is fire versus water. Jeka Saragai, a volatile 1-8 combo with limited grid support and misaligned with day 4. Ju Sangyu, a cerebral 3-9 profile with strong grid coverage and perfect rhythm with the day's energy. Unless Jeka scores an early knockout, the fight will tilt heavily toward Ju's calculated, calm approach. I'm picking Ju Sangyu in this one since he has numerology advantage on June 7th at UFC 316. Wong Song vs. Ari 1 da Silva. In a battle of grit and explosiveness, China's Wang Tsong steps into the cage against Brazil's Ari da Silva. Both fighters bring raw talent and national pride, but the numbers reveal where the hidden edge lies. First up, Wang Tsong 7-1. Born on May 15th, 33-year-old, and fighting out of China, Wang Tsong stands 5 feet 8 inches with a 70-inch reach, a physically tough, grind-heavy fighter with excellent top control and durability to go deep into fights. Strengths: gritty pressure grappler, solid chin and cardio, comfortable in clinch and ground exchanges. Weaknesses: striking remains predictable, limited finishing ability, can be outpaced by faster athletes. Numerology edge: Wang is a 6-5 fighter, balanced, loyal, dependable. Her energies resonate with structure and repetition. On a universal day, 4, her disciplined nature aligns well with the day's grind-focused vibration. Path to victory: Wang Tsong. Grind it out. Pressure to Silva into the cage, dominate in the clinch, and wear her down. If she keeps it slow and methodical, she can take over in rounds 2 and 3. And her opponent Ari da Silva 17-10. Born on January 26th, 31-year-old, and fighting out of Brazil, Ari da Silva stands 5 feet 9 inches with a 71-inch reach, an explosive striker with natural athleticism, and a killer instinct that shows when momentum swings in her favor. Strengths: fast twitch striking and movement, KO power in both hands, aggressive and unorthodox style. Weaknesses: tends to fade in longer fights, wild striking leaves openings, can struggle off her back. Numerology edge: Ari has an 8-5 energy combo, power, adaptability, and emotional strength. Her driver 8 thrives on control and dominance. Conductor 5 make her explosive and volatile, and that could clash with the universal day 4, which is all about slowing things down. Path to victory: Ari da Silva. Start strong and finish fast. If she can overwhelm Wang early, her 8-5 energy can secure a finish before the grind sets in. The longer the fight goes, the less favorable it becomes for her. Final prediction: numerology meets technique. This is a classic clash of control versus chaos. Wang Tsong, 6-5 with universal day alignment, 4, methodical, durable, steady. Ari da Silva, 8-5 with a powerful early burst, but mismatched with the day's slow tempo. If Wang survives the early storm, the day's structure supports her grind-heavy path. The numbers say this is a fight built for patience over explosiveness. I'm picking Wang Tsong in this one, most likely by decision after weathering early danger. UFC 316 Sergey Spivak vs. Waldo Cortez Acosta. Two heavyweights collide as Sergey Polar Bear Spivak brings his grappling grind against the powerful and composed Waldo Cortez Acosta. Let's see which fighter aligns better, both physically and numerologically, on fight night. First up, Sergey Spivak 17-5. Born on January 24th, 30-year-old, and fighting out of Moldova, Sergey Polar Bear Spivak stands 6 feet 3 inches with a 78-inch reach, a powerful grappler with a suffocating top game and relentless clinch work. Strengths: dominant ground game and top control, clinch and trip takedown expertise, calm composure under pressure. Weaknesses: vulnerable to early KO if caught, can struggle with heavy strikers who maintain distance, sometimes too patient in round 1. Numerology edge: Sergey is a 6-4 profile, someone with a nurturing yet disciplined mindset. He's dependable, methodical, and persistent. On a universal day 4, his energy aligns perfectly. This is someone built for grind-heavy, structure-rewarding matchups. Path to victory: Sergey Spivak. Impose the clinch, use takedowns, and drag Waldo into a positional battle. Spivak thrives when he makes things slow, grinding, and structured, and that matches the numerology of June 7th perfectly. And his opponent Waldo Cortez Acosta 13-1. Born on October 3rd, 33-year-old, and fighting out of the Dominican Republic, Waldo Cortez Acosta stands 6 feet 4 inches with a 78-inch reach, a composed striker with clean boxing and sneaky speed for a big man. Strengths: crisp boxing technique and fast hands, good footwork and distance management, composure and patience. Weaknesses: takedown defense still developing, can be overly patient and lose rounds. Not dangerous off his back. Numerology edge: Waldo is a 3-6 profile, creative, communicative, and artistic. The 6 gives emotional intelligence and patience. The energy of June 7th calls for structure and discipline, not the reactive creativity of a 3-6 fighter. He may struggle to match pace if taken out of his preferred rhythm. Path to victory: Waldo Cortez Acosta. Use sharp boxing, footwork, and lateral movement to frustrate Spivak and prevent clinch entries. He must maintain distance and avoid grappling exchanges. Win this with clean striking and defensive discipline. Final prediction: numerology meets technique. This is structure versus spontaneity. Sergey Spivak, a 6-4 fighter with incredible alignment on a universal day 4 and built to thrive in slow, grinding fights. Waldo Cortez Acosta, calm and clever 3-6, but whose lack of grounding and poor energetic synergy with the day makes him vulnerable if things go off script. Unless Waldo gets an early lead with precise jabs and movement, Spivak's energy and style should overwhelm him round by round. I'm picking Sergey Spivak in this one, likely by late TKO or unanimous decision via ground control. UFC 316, Brenson Ribeiro versus Azamat Murzakanov. Heavyweight chaos looms as Brazil's Brenson Ribeiro meets the undefeated Russian powerhouse Azamat Murzakanov. A matchup of raw aggression versus calculated pressure. Let's see what the numbers say. First up, Brenson Ribeiro. Born on September 8th, 29-year-old, and fighting out of Brazil, Brenson Ribeiro stands 6 feet 3 inches with a 77-inch reach, a high-octane striker with kill or be killed energy and knockout power in both hands. Strengths: explosive finishing ability, aggressive forward pressure, athletic and fast for his size. Weaknesses: defensive lapses, struggles if the fight goes beyond round 1, emotional and unpredictable under pressure. Numerology edge: Brenson Ribeiro. Brenson is a double 8 personality driver with a 6-life path, a power-driven, intense individual who thrives on pressure and loves control. He's built for impact. On a universal day 4, his fixed energy may feel free flow, good for his go-for-broke style. Path to victory: Brenson Ribeiro. He must come out strong and aggressive. Brenson's best chance is an early KO before Azamat settles into a rhythm. The longer it goes, the more his energy becomes misaligned with the day. Azamat Murzakanov. Born on April 12th, 36-year-old, and fighting out of Russia, Azamat, the professional Murzakanov, stands 5 feet 10 inches with a 71-inch reach, a compact, composed striker with serious timing, underrated cardio, and a perfect record. Strengths: high fight IQ and patience, power in short strikes, excellent timing in counters. Weaknesses: size disadvantage, a low volume at times, has absorbed damage in later rounds. Numerology edge: Azamat is a thoughtful and composed fighter with a 3-7 profile, expressive when needed, but inwardly analytical. The 7 suggests someone spiritually grounded with strong intuition and control. His energy aligns smoothly with the universal day 4, which favors structured and disciplined fighters. Path to victory: Azamat Murzakanov. Stay calm, absorb Brenson's early fire, and wait for the mistake. Azamat's timing and structure can break down Ribeiro's chaos, especially if it gets into the second round and beyond. Final prediction: numerology meets technique. This is power versus precision. Brenson Ribeiro, an intense but emotionally rigid 8-6 fighter with personal year 8 in harmony. Azamat Murzakanov, a calm and composed 3-7 profile with strong internal balance and perfect alignment with the day's universal energy. There is significant age gap. Brenson Ribeiro is 6 years younger and in his prime. This is a very close matchup, but numerology slightly favorable for Brenson Ribeiro, even though Azamat Murzakanov have technical edge. So I'm picking Brenson Ribeiro in this one. It's a banger, might end up before the final horn. Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. A thrilling flyweight battle awaits as seasoned Brazilian Bruno Bulldog Silva collides with rising talent Joshua Van in a high-stakes matchup that blends veteran grit with youthful explosiveness. First up, Bruno Silva, 14-6. Born on March 16th, 35-year-old, and fighting out of Brazil, Bruno Bulldog Silva stands 5 feet 4 inches with a 65-inch reach, a pressure-heavy striker known for his toughness, forward motion, and aggressive combinations in close quarters. His strengths are durable and experienced, relentless pressure fighter, well-rounded with submission awareness, and weaknesses are slower movement and predictable striking patterns, struggles with explosive and elusive opponents. Numerology edge: Bruno's driver 7 gives him deep intuition, strategy, and resilience, a thinker in the chaos. His conductor and life path 2 bring balance and adaptability, but they also suggest a tendency to be overly reactive or passive under stress. Universal Day June 4th 7th supportive for him, giving him luck to survive in chaos. Path to victory: for Silva, the key lies in grinding pressure, clinch work, and dragging Van into deep waters. He must force chaos and break the rhythm of the younger, faster fighter. And his opponent, Joshua Van, 13-2. Born on October 10th, 24-year-old, and fighting out of the USA via Myanmar, Joshua Van stands 5 feet 5 inches with a 67-inch reach, a fluid, high IQ striker with fast hands, creative combinations, and excellent scrambling ability. His strengths are crisp, rapid striking with varied angles, youthful speed and agility, strong fight IQ and adaptability, and weaknesses are inexperience against veteran grinders, tendency to slow down slightly in late rounds. Numerology edge. Joshua's driver 1 shows a natural-born leader and initiator, built for taking charge and dictating tempo. The 5 energy from his conductor and life path promotes grace under pressure, harmony, and technical mastery. Universal Day 4 on June 7th is not supportive for him. Path to victory. Van needs to keep the distance, striking combinations, and avoid extended exchanges in close range. If he maintains movement and controls the pace, he can outpoint Silva cleanly or catch him with sharp counters. Final prediction. Bruno Silva enters with the battle-tested mind of a 7 and the heart of 2, ready to drown Van in grit and pressure. But Joshua Van walks in as a 1-driven phenom, paired with a strong 5, a young master of pace, precision, and poise. While the technique favors his speed and IQ against Silva's straightforward pressure. Numerology favors Bruno Silva on June 7th, as there's a significant age and experience gap between these two. I don't think Bruno Silva should be that big of underdog against a young and less tested fighter. I'm going to pick Bruno Silva in this one, as it seems to be worthy seeing odds. Next is Kevin Holland versus Vicente Luque. 2 dynamic welterweights collide in what promises to be a thrilling battle of aggression, flair, and finishing instincts. Kevin Trailblazer Holland, known for his wild unpredictability and trash talk, takes on the calculated yet vicious Vicente the Silent Assassin Luque, a true technician with fight-ending ability in all areas. It's striker versus striker, personality versus poise. First up, Kevin Holland 27-13. Born on November 5th and fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas, Kevin Trailblazer Holland stands 6 feet 3 inches with an 81-inch reach, a long, rangy striker with knockout power, unorthodox timing, and a knack for entertaining both fans and chaos. Strengths. Exceptional reach and rangy striking. Unpredictable style with creative offense. Durable and fearless in exchanges. Weaknesses. Defensive grappling vulnerabilities. Often too relaxed or unfocused mid-fight. Can be baited into brawls. Numerology edge. Holland's 5-to-1 combo speaks to freedom, rebellion, and ego-driven expression. His style is wild, fast-moving, and driven by individuality. The 1 adds power and strong physical presence. Path to victory. Kevin needs to keep it wild, disrupt Luque with range, volume, and tempo. If he turns this into a chaotic kickboxing war and avoids being drawn into the clinch or counters, his unique rhythm can steal the show. And his opponent Vicente Luque, 23-10. Born on November 27th and fighting out of Brasilia, Brazil, Vicente the Silent Assassin Luque stands 5 feet 11 inches with a 75.5-inch reach, a calm yet ruthless finisher with sharp Muay Thai, slick submissions, and a chin that welcomes firefights. Strengths. Durable and dangerous in brawls. Accurate, technical striking. Strong submission game when needed. Weaknesses. Takes too much damage in wars. Can be overly patient early in fights. Less effective at long range. Numerology edge. Luque's 9-to-4 configuration shows emotional power combined with structure, patience, and purpose. The 9 adds magnetic intensity and inner fire. His low shoe presence across planning and execution reflects a fighter who thrives in measured violence, calculated but deadly. Path to victory. Luque must weather Holland's unpredictable early flurries and drag the fight into his calm, destructive rhythm. If he walks Kevin down, checks the chaos, and counters clean, his technical violence could overwhelm Holland. Final prediction. Kevin Holland rides the erratic and free-flowing 5-to-1 wave built for wildness, but vulnerable to discipline. Vicente Luque's 9-to-4 setup signals a calm assassin with a focused edge. On a universal day, 4 energy favors structure, patience, and fundamentals, aligning closely with Luque's numerological makeup. But Luque's personal year number 2 is not supportive. So numerology is slightly favors Kevin Holland, but he is not a consistent performer. Fight is close, but I think Vicente Luque get better of it. So I'm picking Vicente Luque in this one. Patchy Mix versus Mario Bautista. A high-stakes bantamweight bout is set as Patchy Mix takes on Mario Bautista, both fighters in their prime, each with unique styles and numerology charts that hint at a tight battle. First up, Patchy Mix 20-1. Born on August 16th, 31-year-old, and fighting out of Buffalo, New York, Patchy Mix stands 5 feet 11 inches with a 71-inch reach, a tall and dangerous submission specialist who thrives in scrambles and brings relentless top pressure. Strengths. Slick BJJ with elite back-taking ability. Long and rangy for the division. Patient and calculated fight IQ. Weaknesses. Striking remains basic. Can be too willing to engage in grappling even when unnecessary. Tends to have a slow start. Numerology edge. Patchy has a 7 driver, indicating introspection and mental sharpness. The Life Path 1 brings leadership and initiative, strong qualities on June 7, 2025. The universal day number is 4, favoring planning, order, and technical mastery, an energetic nod to Patchy Mix's calculated style. Path to victory, Patchy Mix. If Mix can weather the early storm and impose his grappling over 3 rounds, especially exploiting transitions and back control, he can overwhelm Mario. His frame and skill set are built for dominance once the fight hits the mat. And the opponent? Mario Bautista 15-2. Born on July 1st, 31-year-old, and fighting out of Glendale, Arizona, Mario Bautista stands 5 feet 9 inches with a 69-inch reach, a well-rounded and aggressive fighter with sharp boxing, clean movement, and strong positional grappling. Strengths: crisp, volume-heavy striking, strong clinch control and wrestling, excellent cardio and pace. Weaknesses: can be overwhelmed by size and length, sometimes lacks finishing instinct, tends to overextend in flurries. Interpretation: Mario is powered by Driver 1 and Life Path 3, making him bold, expressive, and action-oriented. But this fire-heavy energy on a universal day could lead to overeagerness or chaos, especially against a composed grappler like Mix. Path to victory, Mario Bautista. If Mario can blitz early and keep the fight on the feet, using his movement and high output, he can outpoint or even hurt Mix. The key is to avoid grappling exchanges and disrupt Mix's rhythm early. Final prediction: numerology meets technique. Both fighters are born just weeks apart in 1993, but their numerological profiles couldn't be more different. Patchy Mix carries 7-1 numerology, mental control, fearlessness, and resilience. Mario Bautista is all fire with 1-3, high-paced, explosive, but potentially overzealous. On June 7, 2025, the universal day number is 4, favoring planning, order, and technical mastery, an energetic nod to Patchy Mix's calculated style. While Bautista may start strong, Mix's tactical approach and killer instinct should find a way to drown him in deeper waters. So I'm picking Patchy Mix in this one. Fight will be close. Next is Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. The middleweight division is heating up as seasoned contender Kelvin Gastelum looks to reassert his presence against rising powerhouse Joe Pyfer. With one fighter bringing years of elite-level experience and the other bringing raw knockout power and momentum, this clash represents the old guard defending its throne against a new-age wrecking ball. First up, Kelvin Gastelum, 20-9. Born on October 24th and fighting out of Yuma, Arizona, Kelvin Gastelum stands 5 feet 9 inches with a 71.5-inch reach, a gritty southpaw with heavy hands, elite takedown defense, and championship-level durability, forged through wars with the division's best. Strengths: iron chin and world-class toughness, strong boxing fundamentals and quick hands, experience against elite competition. Weaknesses: inconsistent weight management, tends to fade in later rounds, susceptible to reach disadvantages. Numerology edge: Gastelum's 6-9 pattern reflects nurturing energy fused with deep emotional resilience. He's naturally driven by honor and perseverance, and his 9 suggests charisma and explosive energy. However, his grid shows gaps in direction and endurance, potentially explaining career inconsistency. Path to victory: Gastelum must lean into his experience, pressure Pyfer early, and take him into the later rounds where fight IQ and grit can take over. He thrives in chaos, but must manage pace smartly. And his opponent Joe Pyfer 13-3. Born on September 17th and fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Joe Bodybags Pyfer stands 6 feet 2 inches with a 75-inch reach, a powerful finisher with one-shot KO power and an aggressive, forward-charging style built for highlight reel violence. Strengths: devastating knockout power, aggressive striking and confidence, physical advantages in height and reach. Weaknesses: still relatively green at the elite level, defensive gaps and striking exchanges, unknown cardio in deep fights. Numerology edge: Pyfer's dominant 8-6 numerology showcases ambition and power tempered with care and control. His 6 adds adaptability and tactical instincts. His personal year 8 is in full alignment with his driver 8. Path to victory: Joe must keep the fight at range, use his physicality, and look for explosive entries to finish early. A fast start is key. The longer the fight goes, the more it favors Gastelum's experience and grind. Final prediction: Kelvin Gastelum brings a battle-hardened 6-9 combination backed by grit, heart, and endurance. Joe Pyfer's explosive 8-6 alignment gives him raw power and calculated aggression, with a universal aura of breakthrough energy. There is huge size and strength gap between these fighters, and Joe Pyfer is more explosive and bigger in size, also much active than Kelvin Gastelum. Numerology also favors Joe Pyfer as his prime is going on, so I'm picking Joe Pyfer in this one. The co-main event of the evening: Juliana Pena and Kayla Harrison. The women's bantamweight division is about to witness a high-stakes clash between two warriors on a mission. Champion Juliana Pena, known for her fearless grit and upset victories, takes on two-time Olympic gold medalist Kayla Harrison, making her UFC pay-per-view debut. With legacy on the line and gold in sight, this bout promises intensity, grappling fireworks, and a true test of mental and physical dominance. First up, the champion Juliana Pena, 13-5. Born on August 19th and fighting out of Spokane, Washington, Juliana, the Venezuelan vixen Pena, stands 5 feet 6 inches with a 69-inch reach, a fierce grappler known for her relentless pressure, gritty heart, and ability to thrive in chaos. Strengths: elite grappling and top control, high fight IQ and durability, aggressive pace and cardio. And weaknesses: striking defense can be porous, tends to take damage in wild exchanges. Numerology edge: Juliana's 1-9 combination represents ambition fueled by aggression and courage. She's a natural leader in the chaos of the cage. However, the missing numbers on her grid hint at emotional volatility, and a lack of balance could cost her in structured matchups. Path to victory: Pena must create scrambles, bring Harrison into deep waters, and use her grit to shift momentum late in the fight. If she can stay mentally composed, her experience can turn the tide. And now, let's talk about the challenger Kayla Harrison, 18-1. Born on July 2nd and fighting out of Middletown, Ohio, Kayla Harrison stands 5 feet 8 inches with a 66-inch reach, a two-time Olympic gold medalist in judo, and an imposing physical force with dominating top control and brutal ground and pound. Strengths: elite judo and takedown control, superior strength and physicality, championship mindset and discipline. And weaknesses: limited striking experience in MMA, less tested in deep UFC-level waters. Numerology edge: Kayla's 2-1 synergy brings balance between calm diplomacy and ruthless drive. She thrives under structure and discipline, and her low shoe numbers show strength in willpower, leadership, and emotional control, vital in high-pressure fights. Path to victory: Harrison must stick to her game plan, control the pace, and avoid chaos. If she keeps the fight technical and on her terms, her strengths and numerology suggest a dominant performance. Final prediction: Juliana Pena's 1-9 numerology gives her a warrior spirit and the energy to shine in brawls. But against Kayla Harrison's sharp 2-1 alignment, a configuration of calculated power, structure, and focus, the odds tilt toward discipline over chaos. On June 7, 2025, the universal day number is 4, favoring planning, order, and technical mastery, an energetic nod to Harrison's calculated style. Both technical and numerology edge is in Kayla Harrison's side, so I'm picking Kayla Harrison in this one. The main event, UFC 316. Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley. Two bantamweight titans collide as Merab, the machine, Dvalishvili brings relentless pressure against the precision and flair of Sean "Sugar" O'Malley. It's a clash of styles, stamina versus striking, and only one leaves with momentum toward gold. Merab's motor never stops, and once he grabs hold, it's a long night for anyone. O'Malley's timing is razor-sharp, and one clean shot can steal the show. First up, Merab Dvalishvili, 19-4. Born on January 10th, 34-year-old, and fighting out of Georgia, Merab the Machine Dvalishvili stands 5 feet 6 inches with a 68-inch reach, a relentless cardio freak and chain wrestler who overwhelms opponents with pace, takedowns, and volume. Strengths: world-class cardio and pace, elite wrestling and control, mentally unbreakable, pressure-based style. Weaknesses: limited striking power, predictable game plan, little striking variety. Numerology edge: Merab's driver 1 marks him as a trailblazer with explosive beginnings, perfect for setting the tone with pressure. His conductor and life path for reinforced discipline, work ethic, and grind, ideal traits for his wrestling-heavy style. However, Universal Day 4 is supportive for him as well. Path to victory: Merab's best path is to take away the space, suffocate O'Malley's movement, and chain wrestle from bell to bell. A war of attrition favors the machine. And the challenger Sean O'Malley, 18-2. Born on October 24th, 30-year-old, and fighting out of the USA, Sean "Sugar" O'Malley stands 5 feet 11 inches with a 72-inch reach, a fluid striker with unorthodox movement, highlight reel knockouts, and elite timing. Strengths: exceptional striking accuracy and footwork, great reach for the division, sharp counters and creative movement. Weaknesses: questionable takedown defense under volume, sometimes overly reliant on flash and range. Numerology edge: Sean's driver 6 and life path 3 create a charismatic, expressive, and creative fighter, perfect for striking artistry and psychological edge. His 6 brings insight and strategic timing. Numbers supportive on June 7th, UFC 316. Path to victory: O'Malley must use his footwork, feints, and precision to keep Merab at bay. Timed counters, flying knees, and shots up the middle can disrupt the takedown rhythm. If he can't finish early, he must frustrate and outpoint from range. Final prediction. Merab's 1-4 combo screams grind, pace, and discipline, a numerological bulldozer who breaks opponents with sheer will. Sean O'Malley's 6-3 energy flows like art in motion, fluid, creative, and elusive. The contrast is stark, brute consistency versus brilliant spontaneity. Technical edge is in Merab Dvalishvili's side and numerology edge is in Sean O'Malley's side. Sean O'Malley will be lucky on June 7th and will find chances it's up to him, he will utilize it. I'm picking Sean O'Malley in this one. I think he's a good underdog to pick given the numerology edge. Total 12 fights in this card, in which I have picked 6 underdogs. These are my final picks for UFC 316 Dvalishvili vs. O'Malley 2. Best underdog in my opinion is Yanal Ashmau's and valuable pick is Uros Medic. The opening fights of the night. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe to Fight Numerology. Don't forget to comment your picks below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for future UFC card predictions.